tonight, who is next in line to face King Booker for the World Championship? We will find out. Batista, Lashley, Finlay with a huge opportunity tonight. Well, who will face King Booker next week for the World Championship? We will find out tonight. A triple threat match to determine the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. And it takes place tonight. Well, Lashley is going to be under an extreme amount of pressure tonight. 3 men who've all beaten King Booker in the past will battle it out for an opportunity to be #1 contender for King Booker's world title. And an Irishman is in his zone. Will he make that threat come true? Coming up, it's the triple threat #1 contenders matchup. Who'll face King Booker next week? We'll find out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, along with Queen Charmel, the World Heavyweight Champion, King Booker.
Well, we understand that King Booker is making his way out here to join us on commentary because he has extreme interest in the next matchup, because the winner of the triple threat match will meet King Booker for the championship next week on Smackdown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, WWE Smackdown is being brought to you by Scarface, The World Is Yours video game. Rated M for mature. And by the new Ultimate Cheese Snacker from KFC. Your dollar goes farther at KFC. And by the auto parts experts at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And King Booker better be in the zone, because ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we will determine who will face the King next week on SmackDown for the World Heavyweight Championship. Will it be the Animal Batista? Will it be Lashley? Will it be Finlay? We'll find out next.
And now, the WWE Slam of the Week is brought to you by Scarface, The World Is Yours video game. Rated M for mature.
The 4 men who will meet for the World Championship at WWE at No Mercy. Regal from out of nowhere, and the referee going to call for the bell. Spinebuster to the King. Spinebuster to Regal. Spinebuster to Lashley. Spinebuster. Batista is fired up. And actually at No Mercy this past Sunday, King Booker, Batista did all the damage, and you picked the bone to retain your championship.
You would see it that way, Michael. You would see it that way, but I proved to the world, I proved that I am just what I say I am, and that is champion of champions.
That's exactly right. Now you shut up. Well, if you keep your title next week on SmackDown, we'll find out.
There's no if. There's no if.
Michael Cole.
Thank you.
Let's show some respect.
Thank you, my queen.
Contest is a triple threat match scheduled for 1 fall, and it will determine the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Producing first from Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, Bobby Lashley.
And I'm sure Bobby Lashley and King Booker, along with all the SmackDown superstars, going to be a part of Survivor Series. Tickets on sale tomorrow in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But King Booker, that man in the ring, Lashley, maybe the man you're facing next week with your championship.
The man in the ring you're looking at right now is a peasant. That's what he is. He's no more. He's a. Wait a minute. No, this guy here, this Judas. This is what he is. This turncoat. This is a Benedict Donald right here, of all Benedicts, if you know what I'm saying.
Did you just call him Judas?
Yes, he is my Judas.
Why? Because he wants to fight? He wants to win a championship?
Exactly. He turned on me.
He betrayed the King.
He betrayed the King of all kings. That's what he did.
I hate to break
That's Judas, the biblical reference, moron.
I hate to break reality to you, but the kingdom thing's a fantasy world, and Finlay really was never your knight. He really wasn't.
The King knighted him. How dare you? How dare you?
Michael Cole, I'm about to revert right now for 1 moment. And if you don't show me some respect, I'm gonna go back to the old Booker T and commit to kicking your punk ass. What you think about that,
I
sucker?
do respect
What you think about
and
that?
I respect everything that you've accomplished.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, now back up off me, chump.
Here comes the animal.
Yeah, that's right. Now you got a little light tone in your voice, though.
All the bass
now back up
your voice anyway.
Here comes the animal. Let's talk about the animal, Batista. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about when I beat the animal. Let's talk about when I beat Finlay. Let's talk about when I beat up on Bobby Lashley. Let's
talk about Sunday when the King beat all three of them.
290 pounds.
I see you're silent, Michael Cole.
No, I want to make a point, though. No disrespect, King, but you do seem,
no mercy.
You do seem a bit flustered tonight.
No. Remember no mercy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember?
He beat all three of them.
Do you remember when King Booker marched to that ring? Do you remember when King Booker left that ring? He left them all laying.
Well, I do.
All left him buried. Like a tornado had came through and swept everything away.
I do.
That's what he
came in romping and a stomping, a whooping and a whomping is what he did.
Right.
I do agree the odds were stacked against you, King, and you still are the world champion. But let's reset the scene. This is a triple threat matchup.
And you know what? We're gonna use a JBL term. It's old like a steaming pot of neck bone cooking for about 3 days. And this match is so hot, it's like the meat gonna be falling off the bone.
Well, let's just reset.
I once got there from my old guy, G.I. Bro.
G.I. Bro.
Yeah.
America's
reset.
greatest hero.
He was good.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait a
then
minute.
Finlay and Batista.
Wait a minute. See what I'm saying? This is exactly what I'm saying. These guys got to double up. They got to tag team up on somebody. Why? It's every man for himself here. But these guys, like two women, going to the restroom and take a powder. They want to powder their nose at the same time. They want to double up at the same time. That's what this is all about.
That's right, like you and Vito going to the restroom together and take a powder.
Let me just explain what's at stake here. The winner of this matchup will face King Booker next week for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is triple threat rules. First man to gain pinfall or submission will be the victor. King Booker, who do you want to face next week?
It makes no difference. It makes no difference to me because I've already beat all three of these guys. Teddy Long knows it. Everybody knows. The whole world knows it. But Teddy Long has it in for me.
Actually,
He's right. Teddy Long is racist. Teddy Long has hated King Booker the entire time.
Since day one. Since day one.
Actually,
he's given me one title shot, and I made good on it. I went out, became the king of the world. I went out, became champion of all champions, and now Teddy Long, he has it in for me. For what reasons? I don't know.
Actually, King Booker, all three of these men
wait a minute.
All three of these
wait a
men
minute.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
wow.
We just had a double collision.
What a
right there.
collision.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Cole, but we just had some major damage just happened in the middle of that ring.
And here's Finlay to pick the bones, much like King Booker did at No Mercy Sunday. Watch this collision. Watch the collision.
Whoa, that was nice.
Someday, Michael, I'm
nice.
going to look forward to Batista versus Lashley because these guys match up tit for tat, muscle for muscle, small brain for small brain.
But to get back to the point I was making earlier, all three of these men, King Booker, had defeated you.
Wait a minute.
Including Finlay last week.
See, you're not doing the research. You're supposed to be a journalist. What about King Booker? What about when I defeated all three of these guys? You don't see it that way. You might say a football game was, it could have went either way because a guy won by 1 point. Well, what you call it like it is, man? Why don't you say what it really is?
You are. I've been calling you the world champion all night.
King Booker is the best of all times right now. Booker T, King Booker. Hold this, Nate. Hold this. Hold
What
this.
are you doing?
Hold this.
You're very flustered tonight.
Back.
Where you going, King?
One more time. One more time, Cole.
Hey, wait a minute. There's a little bastard. The little bastard.
The little leprechaun.
Lashley was going to cover Finlay for the win, and the little bastard distracted the referee. He even climbed on top of him.
Oh, no. Leave him alone.
Lashley's going to the little leprechaun.
Wait, see, why don't he pick on somebody his own size? Why don't he pick on somebody his own size?
And Finlay.
Look at it. Why don't he pick on somebody his own size?
What was he going to do, the leprechaun? Leave him alone, Lashley.